Femmes, Famille et Société magazine. Femmes, Famille et Société magazine is a radio program produced by the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family, where leaders of female associations, networks, shareholders come and share their views and experiences.
Femmes, Famille et Société magazine, conception et présentation de la cellule de communication du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille.
As a journalist, I have come to realize how important it is to raise awareness on the promotion and protection of the rights of the girl child and to make these informations accessible to all, especially after the takeoff of the 2018 and 2019 academic year at the nursery, primary, secondary and high school levels, and the new school year at the university level to begin before the commemoration of the 7th edition of the Girl Child's International Day come the 11th of October. Hello dear listeners, it is a pleasure to be in your company again with another program from the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family. On today's program, therefore, we shall begin a series of broadcasts on the rights of the girl child. In fact, on the promotion and the protection of the rights of the girl child. After that, our regular slot, Cabinet News, shares more light on what is new on the minister's agenda. To be able to dwell on the issue with me in the studio is Dr. Neba Dosiri Bridget Ndoe, a wife, a mother, a lecturer in the Faculty of Sciences in the University of Yaoundé 1, and above all, she is Inspector number 2 in the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family. Stay tuned. Back to you in a moment.
Femmes, Famille et Société magazine,
le magazine du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille.
Welcome to our regular program, Dr. Neba.
Thanks for inviting me.
So we are delighted to have honored our invitation. Our debate shall focus on laws stipulated in the Penal Code. In fact, what the ministry is doing to promote the girl child in science and technology. Madam Inspector, are you aware of those dispositions contained in the new Penal Code that protects the girl child, and a bit of information about the International Day of the Girl Child? What it's all about?
Thank you very much. Permit me to start by saying that the Cameroon government has made great strides in fighting all forms of discrimination against the woman and the girl child. Its policies for girls and women are implemented by the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family, whose main goal is to elaborate and to put in place all measures put forth by the government relative to the empowerment and respect of the rights of the woman and the protection of the family. This year, Cameroon joins the international commemorate the 7th edition of the International Day of the Girl Child under the national theme, Empowering Girls Before, During, and After the Crisis. In effect, UNFPA estimates that 1.1 billion girls in the world live in crisis situations such as socio-political conflicts and natural disaster. The case of refugees and displaced persons within a country who are obliged to leave their homes for many years, or better still, due to fragile situations that cannot or do not want to offer quality education to all, fall among the number of situations of chronic crisis. It is therefore important to draw the attention of citizens in a bid to respond to the challenges that girls encounter before, during, and after a crisis.
So can we know those specific dispositions that protects the girl child in our communities, in our families?
Permit me say that often sexual violence on girls, kidnapping, human trafficking, forced marriages, early pregnancies, and exposure to HIV/AIDS, as well as to other sexually transmitted diseases become common practices in the period of crisis. There are dispositions on the penal code with regard to the fight against discrimination against the girl child. I want to cite, for instance, the law on Section 277(1) of the new penal code, which states that whoever mutilates the genital organ of a person by any means whatsoever shall be punished with penalties provided for in this section. So this law actually protects girls and women against female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation is a practice that demeans the dignity of a woman.
Even the health part of the life of the girl child.
Secondly, I wish to also point out that in Section 277(2) of the Penal Code, there is punishment meted on prevention of the growth of an organ of any child, especially when it comes to the girl child. We know of this common phenomenon, which is breast ironing. This law states that whoever in any manner whatsoever interferes with an organ in order to inhibit its normal growth shall be punished with punishment from 6 months to 5 years.
Those are some harmful cultural practices that you have been citing. So, as a university lecturer, what advice do you give to parents who still favor the boy child to go to school, knowing that some years back, the head of state, His Excellency President Paul Biya, declared that public primary education is free. But despite that fact, some parents continue to choose between boy and a girl. There's no disposition as far as education is concerned for the girl child.
As I earlier said, that the government of Cameroon has made great strides to guard against all forms of discrimination against the girl child. As you know, asserting the rights of adult women begins with asserting the rights of the girl child. And as you know, there is a saying that says that educating the woman or the girl is educating a nation. And Cameroon actually has put up a policy for educating the girl child, and the government of Cameroon has meted out punishment on the new penal code section 355(2). There is punishment against the interference with the right to education or training. In fact, it states that any parent with sufficient means who refuses to send his or her child to school shall be punished with a fine from 50,000 to 500,000 francs, or with both such punishment.
Madam Inspector, take it all over again to our target population. They should know that a parent who fails to send either the boy child or the girl child is punishable by law.
Yes, the government of Cameroon on its penal code has meted out punishment to any parent who interferes with the right to education or training of his or her own child. As I earlier said, that this law stipulates that any parent with sufficient means who refuses to send his or her child to school shall be punished with a fine of from 50,000 francs to 500,000 francs, or with both such imprisonment and fine. As I earlier said, when you give birth to a child, I think it is a plight of a woman, the plight of parents, that when you give birth to a child, you have to edify the child. And that child can only be edified through education. So educating the girl child or the child in general is not something that we should even overtalk of. It is just a basic human right, a fundamental human right. Thank you.
Madam Inspector, we are now moving in our cabinet slot. So we'll give the parole to Alice. Let her tell us how full was the minister's agenda last week.
Oui, Marie-Bernadette, certains parleraient de sa résurrection, d'autant plus qu'on n'entendait plus trop parler de lui. Il s'agit bel et bien du Conseil économique et social dont son Excellence Ayan Luc est le président. À cet effet, le secrétaire général de cette auguste institution, M. Ngumbe Zakari, a été reçu en audience la semaine dernière par son Excellence Abena Ondoa, née Obama Marie-Thérèse, ministre de la promotion de la femme et de la famille. Les échanges entre l'émissaire du Conseil économique et social et le MINPRO profs ont essentiellement porté sur la nécessité d'établir une plateforme de travail avec désignation des points focaux. Mieux encore, il s'agissait dans le cadre de cette visite et pour le secrétaire général du Conseil économique et social de relever une prise en compte suffisamment importante du volet genre et précisément de la promotion de la femme et de la famille. C'est donc d'un accompagnement technique qu'il s'agit, d'autant plus que d'autres piliers à l'instar de l'environnement et de l'économie.
Et Alice, sans vous couper, quels sont ces 3 piliers nouveaux?
Effectivement, Marie-Bernadette, ces 3 piliers portent sur l'environnement, l'économie et le volet social qui concerne véritablement le ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille. Les 2 institutions étatiques donc que sont le ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille et le Conseil économique et social se sont accordés sur la valorisation de la contribution de la femme et donc de la famille dans le développement du Cameroun. Les politiques publiques étant ainsi indexées, M. Zachary Ngoumbé a souhaité dans le cadre de la reprise des activités du Conseil prendre le problème à bras le corps. Le challenge de la tenue d'un rapport d'activité tous les 3 mois à son Excellence Paul Biya, président de la République du Cameroun. Après avoir fait le tour de la question des avancées opérées par le ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille en ce qui concerne la situation socio-économique, voire psychologique de la femme, Madame Abena Ondoa a remis quelques documents de référence à l'envoyé du Conseil économique et social. Parmi les 10 documents, on pouvait compter le palmarès genre des politiques publiques, l'évaluation de la mise en œuvre de la plateforme de Beijing produit par le ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille. Le MINPROF ayant fortement apprécié le regard favorable porté par le Conseil à soutenir son action auprès des femmes et des familles, nous souhaitons avec elle bon vent à tous ces experts, professionnels, hommes d'expérience et de terrain dans l'accomplissement de leur mission de grands conseillers en matière de politique publique.
That was Alice Christian Changa on our regular slot, Cabinet News. Still in Cabinet News, the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family, Madame Abena Ondoa, née Obama Marie-Thérèse, hereby informs the general public that she will preside at the official handover of birth certificate ceremony to children from the Nyon and Ekele Division on the 14th of September 2018 from 10 a.m. at the Women's Empowerment Center of Ezeka. This ceremony comes up as the prolongation of activities marking the commemoration of the 28th edition of the African Day of the Child, last 16th of June. A birth certificate is an official document that shows when and where a person was born. Dear listeners, there is no specific age to learn. Life is a continuous learning process. Passion is all we need. Parents, do not forget to issue birth certificates to your children. Learning is that vital tool to empower each and everyone. A common saying goes, a nation that honors the rights of the girl child is a healthy nation, an educated nation, a peaceful nation, and an economically powerful nation. That said, that was the package put together for you. I hope you did enjoy and learned much on the topic. We have been Benjamin Bokali, our sound technician, Alice Christian Changa, Dr. Neba Dosiri Bridget Doe, and for presentation on the microphone, Marie Bernadette Esimbi. Next, more interesting and educative programs on the CRTV national station. Bye bye.
C'était Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine.
Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine. Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine is a radio program produced by the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family, where leaders of female associations, networks, shareholders come and share their views and experiences.
Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine, conception et présentation de la cellule de communication du ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille.
Hi dear listeners, and happy to be once more in your company. That said, today's program focuses on some pertinent issues related to the 33rd edition of the International Women's Day and Cameroon active participation during the 62nd session of the Commission of Status of Women, the CSW. That took place in New York, United States of America, from the 12th to the 23rd March 2018 in order to raise awareness on the role of the woman in contributing and participating in the nation-building process, be it in urban centers, be it in grassroots communities. Don't go away, stay back. I'll be back to you in a moment.
Femmes, famille et société magazine.
Le magazine du ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille.
Last March 8, 2018, Cameroon commemorated the International Women's Day under the theme Intensify the fight against discrimination on women, strengthen partnership to speed up sustainable development. While celebrating this day, Cameroon stands firmly to the Sustainable Development Goals number 5, which deals with promotion of gender equality and empowerment of women and girls, as well as the 63 agenda of the United Nations, of the African nation. The revised penal code contains a series of legal dispositions that protect the women and girls from discrimination, cultural harmful practices, acts of gender-based violence. The minister's wish is that the reflections activity on the 2018 theme should be carried on throughout the year, and strong recommendations arrived at should eventually lead to behavioral change. Women should act responsibly, and partners working in the domain of women and gender issues should be expected to draw specific action plans to respond efficiently to the needs of our target population. As our special guest to the program is the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family, Professor Marie-Thérèse Abena-Ondoa, née Obama. She is speaking with our reporter Alice Christian Changa. Just have a listen.
Madame la ministre, pour ce qui est de la célébration de la 33e édition de la Journée internationale de la femme, le jeudi 8 mars 2018, quel bilan faites-vous de l'événement en termes de mobilisation et du comportement des femmes?
Merci beaucoup pour l'opportunité que vous me donnez d'évoquer brièvement la Journée internationale de la femme au Cameroun. En termes de bilan, je voudrais d'abord dire que c'est un bilan assez élogieux. Je dirais même historique, parce que nous avons vu une très grande mobilisation des femmes au niveau du boulevard du 20 mai. Nous avons eu le privilège d'avoir la présence de la première dame, Madame Chantal Biya, à nos côtés du début jusqu'à la fin de ce long défilé où nous avons relevé la participation d'environ 70 000 femmes qui représentaient les différentes régions de notre pays. Nous avons surtout apprécié la grande mobilisation des dames originaires de la région du Nord-Ouest et aussi celle de la région du Sud-Ouest, ainsi que celles des autres régions résidant à Yaoundé qui ont partagé ces moments avec la nation tout entière, la première dame, notre marraine, qui a accepté de présider ces assises. Et personnellement, je pense que c'était un grand succès. Je voudrais aussi relever qu'au cours de cette parade, nous avons assisté à une manifestation des femmes à la recherche de la paix. Vous avez vu des banderoles qui paraphrasaient ce que le chef de l'État avait dit à la tribune des Nations Unies, qu'il mendiait la paix. Et les femmes camerounaises se sont transformées en mendiantes de la paix. Elles l'ont réitéré lors du défilé du 8 mars, après avoir marché pour la paix lors du lancement au niveau de l'hôtel de ville de Yaoundé. Donc pour me résumer, la fête était belle. Et maintenant pour ce qui est des dérives, vous savez, depuis plusieurs années déjà, nous sensibilisons les femmes pour qu'elles aient un comportement responsable. Et nous pensons que beaucoup d'entre elles ont compris, mais de temps en temps, nous allons avoir des brebis galeuses, mais c'est vraiment négligeable ce qu'on peut considérer comme brebis galeuses, parce que dans chaque regroupement humain, il y a toujours des écarts de comportement. Donc d'une façon générale, je pense que je peux féliciter les femmes camerounaises qui ont manifesté leur adhésion. Et mon vœu, c'est que la réflexion ne s'arrête pas au défilé et qu'on continue à partager ce thème, à poursuivre la réflexion jusqu'à ce qu'on prépare l'édition 2019. Je pense que nous sommes sur une bonne voie. Nous devons nous comporter de mieux en mieux, de façon de plus en plus responsable, pour qu'on puisse aussi nous accorder ce que nous méritons et que nous réclamons tous les jours.
As earlier mentioned in the course of this program, Madam Minister also headed an important Cameroonian delegation to New York, United States of America, to take part at the 62nd session of the Commission of the Status of Women, CSW, last March from the 12th to the 23rd, under the theme Challenges and Opportunities in Achieving Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Rural Women and Girls. Top on the agenda was the presentation paper of member countries of CSW as far as enhancing women's status in their various countries in the domains of politics, social, economic, cultural, decision-making, representation of women at all levels of administration in business. Also, acknowledging their commitment, contribution, and their active participation in public life in urban centers and at the level of the grassroots. The role and place of a woman is very important in society, especially according to priority areas as participation of women in all walks of life. It is on these issues the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family sheds more light of the place of the woman and the importance of her participation in the society, especially women and girls living in rural areas.
Madame le ministre, nous aimerions ainsi entrer dans les secrets des dieux parce que nous avons remarqué que juste après le 8 mars, vous vous êtes déplacé. Un mot sur le voyage que vous venez d'effectuer à New York, autrement dit, quelles sont les raisons de votre séjour?
Les Nations Unies ont instauré une réunion annuelle d'une commission des Nations Unies sur la condition de la femme qui se tient chaque année. Et au départ, cette réunion commençait avant le 8 mars. Les femmes qui devaient courir, à passer très peu de jours à échanger, à se connaître, ont demandé qu'on renvoie cette réunion après le 8 mars. C'est ainsi donc que nous avons dû nous déplacer très vite après la célébration de la fête au Cameroun pour retrouver les sœurs qui venaient des 5 continents du monde pour réfléchir sur le thème qui s'intitule « Problèmes à régler et possibilités à exploiter pour parvenir à l'égalité des sexes et à l'autonomisation des femmes et des filles en milieu rural ». Comme vous le voyez bien, le problème de l'égalité des sexes revient. La place de la femme en zone rurale revient aussi. Et nous avons eu à échanger avec les femmes des autres régions du monde, où lorsque nous écoutons les unes et les autres, les problèmes sont à peu près similaires, surtout pour ce qui est des pays en développement et parfois même dans certains pays développés, les problèmes sont similaires. Et c'est lors de ce partage d'expérience qu'on se rend compte qu'en fait, le monde est un. On pense qu'on est isolé alors que d'autres ont peut-être des situations beaucoup plus difficiles. Alors, qu'est-ce que je peux retenir? Je peux dire que nous avons fait entendre la voix du Cameroun, partager l'expérience du Cameroun où beaucoup d'avancées ont déjà été faites parce que nous considérons la femme comme des véritables agents de développement. Surtout la femme en zone rurale. La femme en zone rurale, elle est majoritaire parce qu'elles sont beaucoup plus nombreuses, mais c'est aussi elles qui souffrent le plus. Parce qu'elles travaillent beaucoup, mais ne voient vraiment pas le bénéfice de leur travail. C'est pour ça qu'il y a eu beaucoup d'échanges sur l'amélioration de ses conditions de travail, surtout la rentabilisation du travail qu'elle fait. Parce qu'elle fait ce travail sur des terres qui ne lui appartiennent pas. J'évoquerai juste un volet qu'on a abordé, c'est-à-dire la facilitation de l'accès à la propriété foncière. Parce que quand vous voyez les partenaires au développement veulent bien financer les activités champêtres des femmes, mais quand on demande un titre foncier, la femme n'a pas de titre foncier. Donc un accent est mis sur la facilitation de l'accès à la terre de la femme pour qu'elle puisse aussi solliciter des financements de partenaires. Maintenant, nous avons aussi évoqué d'autres problèmes qui concernent toujours l'autonomisation économique des femmes parce que vous savez, si la femme est économiquement autonome, elle va pouvoir subvenir aux besoins de sa famille et en subvenant aux besoins de sa famille, elle pourra être en bonne santé, la famille est en bonne santé, les enfants vont aller à l'école et tout le monde va être impliqué dans le développement de notre pays. Et nous savons que le chef de l'État tient beaucoup à ce que la femme rurale ne souffre pas beaucoup. Elle lui a rendu un hommage bien mérité lors du comice agro-pastoral des Bolova. Et je pense que de nombreuses actions sont en train d'être menées pour vraiment capaciter la femme rurale et lui permettre d'être efficace dans sa contribution au développement de notre pays. Nous avons sollicité un plus grand appui des partenaires. Parce que nous sommes dans un pays en voie de développement et nous avons l'impression que certains partenaires sont en train de nous tourner le dos vers d'autres zones du globe, peut-être avec plus d'enjeux, mais nous avons beaucoup d'avenir et nous avons sollicité une plus grande participation de ces partenaires et nous avons reçu quelques promesses pour ce qui est de l'implication effective du Cameroun dans beaucoup de programmes pouvant permettre aux femmes rurales de tirer bénéfice du travail, du dur labeur qu'elles mènent, c'est-à-dire leur faciliter le travail au quotidien et surtout leur permettre de transformer et de pouvoir vendre le produit de leur champ et leur permettre ainsi d'être de véritables entrepreneurs, c'est-à-dire créer des infrastructures, des entreprises et pouvoir aussi créer des emplois. La femme des zones rurales, la jeune fille des zones rurales, elle n'est pas à négliger et nous insistons aussi sur l'éducation de la jeune fille, entre autres. Donc, nous avons échangé avec d'autres délégations et nous pensons que nous avons espoir que nous allons recevoir les fruits, c'est-à-dire un appui multiforme parce que le gouvernement ne peut pas tout faire. Le gouvernement doit aussi compter sur ses partenaires et ces partenaires, lorsqu'ils nous appuient, doivent nous permettre d'identifier nos besoins.
Merci beaucoup, Madame la Ministre, d'avoir été avec nous, Femme, Famille et Société Magazine.
Merci.
You have heard it all. A woman, be it in rural or urban areas, is an important factor of development. That was the package put to you. I hope you did learn much from that. In this edition, we highlighted the sense of belonging, commitment, engagement of women's contribution for years now and women's readiness for positive behavioral attitude. We women and our girls, we need to be enhanced and protected on a daily basis, round the clock. We have been Benjamin Bokali, Alice Christian Changa, and our special guest, the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family. I have been Marie-Bernadette Essimbi on the presentation. More programs coming up at the CRTV National Station. Bye-bye.
C'était Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine, le magazine du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, produit en partenariat avec le Poste national de la Cameroun Radio Television.
Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine. Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine is a radio program produced by the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family, where leaders of female associations, networks, shareholders come and share their views and experiences.
Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine, conception et présentation de la cellule de communication du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille.
Hi dear listeners, I'm happy to be in your company after a month break. I hope in 2018 we will be sharing marvelous moments in the course of our programs. Happy New Year and best wishes to you all. That said, today's program begins a series of production on the celebration of the 33rd edition of the International Women's Day 2018. Stay tuned. Back to you in a moment.
Femmes, famille et société magazine.
Le magazine du ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille.
Welcome you all on board. As from now, 30 days down count ahead of the celebration of the International Women's Day. That is why Madam Minister called for the first ever preparatory meeting last Tuesday, the 30th of January, during which the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family disclosed the 2018 International Women's Day theme and equally presented the fabric. The theme is as follows: intensify the fight against discrimination on women, strengthen partnership to speed up sustainable development. As far as the fabric is concerned, it has two colors, the pink and the orange, and it costs 6,800 francs CFA nationwide.
Il ne s'agit pas d'une journée qui ne tourne autour du pain. Nous réfléchissons, nous agissons, nous nous remettons en cause, nous évaluons ce que nous avons obtenu et nous avons des perspectives d'avenir. La célébration de la Journée internationale de la femme 2017 a été une réussite. Grâce à l'implication totale de toutes les parties prenantes que vous êtes, nous avons atteint les objectifs fixés et nous pouvons nous en féliciter ensemble. Je saisis donc cette occasion pour vous adresser les sincères remerciements du gouvernement pour le précieux concours que vous apportez dans la quête permanente de l'épanouissement intégral de la femme. Cette année, le thème arrêté au plan national s'énonce ainsi, en français je cite: intensifier la lutte contre les discriminations à l'égard des femmes, renforcer le partenariat pour accélérer le développement durable. Fin de citation en anglais. Intensify the fight against discrimination on women. Strengthen partnership to speed up sustainable development. Ce thème traduit non seulement la détermination du gouvernement à vaincre les inégalités entre les hommes et les femmes, mais aussi à renforcer la synergie avec tous les acteurs pour la construction d'une société garantissant le bien-être de tous et celui des générations à venir. Une société dans laquelle les hommes et les femmes jouissent de tous leurs droits citoyens, expriment leur dignité et bénéficient des mêmes chances de participer à la vie de la cité. Mesdames, Messieurs, la célébration de la 33e édition de la Journée internationale de la femme au Cameroun obéira aux valeurs et principes tels que le respect des lois, règlements et institutions, la culture et la promotion de la paix et de l'unité, le respect des droits humains des femmes, le développement durable, le patriotisme, le partenariat inclusif, le respect des mœurs, la préservation de l'harmonie et de la stabilité de la cellule familiale, le bilinguisme, le multiculturalisme et le vivre ensemble. Chacun d'entre nous a un rôle à jouer. L'opportunité nous est donc donnée de réfléchir sur les possibilités d'améliorer les conditions de vie des femmes. Comme par le passé, je vous invite à participer aux échanges pour optimiser les résultats que nous sommes en droit d'attendre. Je vous annonce que les inscriptions sont déjà ouvertes et ce, jusqu'au 26 février 2018. Ces inscriptions se font librement et gratuitement auprès des services centraux pour les administrations publiques et les organismes internationaux et les ambassades et dans tous les services déconcentrés du ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille basés dans le Fundi. Je rappelle également que le pain est déjà disponible auprès des vendeurs agréés habituels au prix unique de 6 800 francs CFA.
This first preparatory working session was an appropriate platform for exchange of ideas and experience sharing, where all MINPROF's partners from all walks of life were given the floor on the main challenge of organizing an each free Women's Day celebration come 8th of March 2018. For the event is a moment for great social mobilization. It is in this light that, before closing the working session, Madam Minister Marie-Thérèse Abenaundoa exhorted each and everyone in carrying out more reflection activities in light of this year's theme. Women's Day is not limited to the fabric, she stressed. So, indeed, it needs a national assessment of measures already taken so far in promoting gender equality. It is a fact that gender-based discrimination is being experienced with a negative impact on development, peace, social justice, democracy, and human rights protection initiatives. Moreover, sustainable development is considered in Cameroon as a means of achieving progress by taking into account the well-being of future generations, where men and women fully enjoy their citizen rights, offered equal opportunities in order to actively participate with dignity in the nation-building process. In other news, yesterday, the 6th of February 2018, Cameroon, together with the international community, commemorated the 11th edition of the International Day of Zero Tolerance to Female Genital Mutilation, FGM, under the theme End Female Genital Mutilation, a Political Decision. To highlight the event, the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family delivered a communique in the presence of pressmen and women in the conference hall of her ministry. She seized the opportunity to highlight the context and the justification of this year's theme. Female genital mutilation is a harmful and painful practice which is detrimental to the health of young girls and women. Furthermore, about 2 million girls worldwide are exposed to risk of sexual mutilation every year. Cameroon, therefore, together with development partners and the civil society organizations, are committed to bring to an end such practices. It is a concern for all, for physical and psychological suffering caused by FGM often resulted into deaths. That was the package for you in this program. Benjamin Bokali is our sound technician. On behalf of the entire crew of Femme, Famille et Société magazine, I am Marie-Bernadette Esimbe signing off. Stay tuned. Enjoy the company of CRTV National Station. Bye-bye.
C'était Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine, le magazine du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, produit en partenariat avec le Poste national de la Cameroun Radio Television.
Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine. Femme, Famille et Société Magazine is a radio program produced by the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family, where leaders of female associations, networks, shareholders come and share their views and experiences.
Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine, conception et présentation de la cellule de communication du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille.
Today, dear listeners, we are starting a series of editions of our regular program on the new dispositions of the law number 2016/007 of 12 July 2016 of the Penal Code in relation to the protection of women's, children's and families' rights. In our midst in the studio to dwell on this issue is Barrister Panje Roland, head of the legal unit in the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family. Please have a comfortable seat, a pen, a notebook, ready to acquire knowledge. Back to you all immediately after the musical break.
Femmes, Famille et Société Magazine,
le magazine du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille.
Welcome back to the program. The revision of the 1967 Cameroon Penal Code led to major innovations as far as the rights of the child, woman and the family are concerned. This 2016 Penal Code therefore took into consideration regional and international conventions ratified by Cameroon, notably the Protocol to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights on the Rights of Women, commonly known as the Maputo Protocol, and the United Nations Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Female Discrimination and the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of the Child. This new legal instrument highlights the head of state policy of protection and promotion of gender in Cameroon, and in the long run, these new dispositions as well are in line with the missions of the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family in order to meet up with the needs of her target populations across the nation. Barrister, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Barrister, I think there are various sections, but our main topic today will be on families' rights. What is adultery all about? And you can cite some of the articles contained in the Penal Code.
Adultery is the act of having sexual relation between a spouse and another person who is not the wife. That is to say, a married man having sexual relationship with another woman who is not necessarily his wife, and a wedded woman having an extramarital relationship. And the onus of proof is on the person who finds the other one committing the act of adultery.
So it means that in this article there is equality between spouses?
Yes, there is equality because the previous penal code laid the onus of proof on the woman, because for the woman to justify that her husband was caught in the act of adultery, she had to, quote and unquote, catch the man with the woman on their marital bed, and not just once, but several times.
And what is the case today?
The new disposition today cuts across, whether it is the man or the woman, as long as there is ground to ascertain that you have a relationship with another person who is not your spouse, amounts to adultery. And there is another proviso that is a bit silent in that this adultery, which is punishable by Article 361 of the Penal Code, does not only say that you should catch them, unquote and unquote, performing the act, but just looking at the opposite sex amorously or assuming positions that can infer the thinking that you would like to have a relationship with that person, equally amounts to adultery. By so doing, you can be punished for 2 to 6 months or with a fine from 25,000 to 100,000. But this very issue of adultery is a bit dicey because of the social standing of the African family. For the sake of family cohesion, it is not stretched to the justifiable level of the law, because even though jurisprudence says that an offense is an offense, but the sacredness of the African family does not oftentimes give room for judicial matters. But at least there is this new disposition of the Article 361 of this new penal code that punishes the man like the woman equally, if and only if adultery, the ingredients of adultery, are justified.
That article, does it mean that only the man is punishable, or is both spouses, the man or the wife, for everybody to know and understand?
That is, it cuts across, because you have to provide moral or material obligation. The wife might not be the breadwinner, but she has a primordial role to play in the house to maintain the harmony and cohesion of the family. But if she abandons the house, let me use the word, and goes somewhere else without making provisions for the children's feeding as well as the upkeep of her husband, she will equally be punished with imprisonment from 3 months to 1 year or with a fine to 500,000 francs. However, the same punishment will apply to guardians or person responsible for the custody, care, and control of children under his care. And if it is ascertained that he is a runaway breadwinner or caretaker, the punishment shall be doubled. To move a bit further in the protection of the family, women are the pivot of every family. So if that woman is being assaulted, that is being battered, being insulted psychologically, physically, morally, economically, Article 338 of the Penal Code will punish the perpetrator with imprisonment as from 5 to 10 years with a fine. They will imprison you and you will still pay a fine from 100,000 francs to 2 million for assault on woman and the child.
I want you to insist on the role of our target population. Here we are talking about women. Are they aware of all these changes?
I would like to thank the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family, Professor Marie-Therese Abena-Ondua Obama, because since this penal code was promulgated into law, she has multiplied sensitization campaigns over the media, the print, the television, and the radio, and she has equally carried out workshops to train trainers and peer educators who will go to the field to explain the new provisions of this new provisions that protect the woman and the family in our local languages. Maintenance means what? You have to provide to your family minimum subsistence. That is, each family has to eat. The children have to go to school. If any of the family member is ill, you have to provide medical attention. And above all else, in the provision of this maintenance, you, the breadwinner, should not complain because it is a duty that is incumbent on you. So that Article 180, if you read it in line with Article 358, which talks of desertion, in fact, such a person is not spared by the long arms of the law. And to stretch it a bit, there is another offense which they call eviction from the matrimonial home. Once you are married with a marriage certificate duly signed, served and delivered, in the absence of your spouse, whether he is dead or has abandoned the home or has deserted you or has evaded himself like his family members, have no right to evict you from that house. And your husband has no right to sell that house without your consent. If it is sold, that person has lost his money. And on the other hand, for that woman to benefit from the law on eviction from the matrimonial home, she should be in possession of a marriage certificate. The Cameroonian law does not recognize concubinage. That is what we call come and stay or come we stay. So even if you make 10 children with that man and you don't have a marriage certificate, this article of eviction from the matrimonial home, you will not benefit from it. So women, plead with your spouse to go to the council and sign your marriage certificate. In fact, come closer to the services of the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family, because they often and all the times organize collective marriages where you pay little or nothing, and with the assistance from the ministry, you shall be issued a marriage certificate.
Thank you for the moment.
You are welcome.
Since the adoption into law, the 2016 Penal Code, the Ministry of Women's Empowerment has been carrying out educative information sessions on this innovation of the Penal Code in the 10 regions. We caught up with Madame Bokono Bernadette Françoise, who is the focal point of the Center region and was recently in Balmayo to conduct an educative talk on the subject with about 100 women, in that locality. The sub-director of the promotion of women's rights in the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family comes back on the essence of that activity.
Le ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille est en charge de lutter contre toutes les formes de discrimination faites aux femmes. C'est pour cela que dans notre feuille de route ministérielle 2018, nous avons essayé de mettre en œuvre certaines actions pour vulgariser nos nouveaux codes pénals promulgués depuis le 16 juillet 2018. Cette vulgarisation vide beaucoup plus l'appropriation sociale parce que nous disons s'il faut sensibiliser pour les nouvelles dispositions concernant les femmes, la famille et l'enfant, il faut déjà que les femmes elles s'approprient d'abord leurs droits parce que les femmes ne connaissent pas leurs droits. Et quand elles vont s'approprier leurs droits, elles vont s'approprier les articles du nouveau code pénal et ça va amener le changement de mentalité au sein des familles, au sein des communautés. Les points saillants, il y a la non-scolarisation de la jeune fille. Nous savons que la jeune fille est la nation de demain. Si la jeune fille ne va pas à l'école, ça ne sert à rien. Si la jeune fille va en mariage précocement, ça ne sert à rien. Si la jeune fille est violée, c'est pour cela que nous essayons de vulgariser certains articles comme les mutilations génitales féminines, la scolarisation de la jeune fille, le mariage forcé et l'adultère pour amener l'harmonie au sein des familles.
Always have passion to learn, for knowledge is that vital tool for sustainable development. It is on this note that we wrap up this edition of Femme, Famille et Société magazine. We have been Benjamin Bokali, our sound technician, Barrister Banje Roland, Madame Bokono Bernadette Françoise, on the microphone for presentation, I am Marie Bernadette Esimbi. Hope you did enjoy this first part of the program. Next, more educative radio programs on the CRTV national station. Bye bye.
C'était Femmes, Famille et Société magazine, le magazine du ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, produit en partenariat avec le poste national de la Cameroun Radio Television.